Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here again, or maybe for the first time. Anyways, it's the month of October and I love fall. I love Halloween, I love all the fall colors, and I especially adore pumpkin spice latte. Oh yes bitch, don't get me started on pumpkin spice latte because it surely is the best thing in the world. Anyways, that's not what the video is about. This video is me doing a full face of makeup or a fall makeup tutorial. Anyways, so if you want to see that, and I hope you want to see that, then stay right here. I'll start in just a second, but don't you forget to subscribe down below, leave a comment, and especially a thumbs up. So if you've done that, come back up here. Okay, so let's get the tutorial started. I'm going to start out priming my face with the Guerlain L'Or primer. And you know, this was really raved about for a long time and I don't see anyone ever use it. And maybe it's not in style or it's not in the hyped up things anymore, but I still love it because it's a great primer. It's really, you know, it's expensive, but I do love primers, and primers are pretty much like skincare for me, so I don't personally have a problem with that, with spending more money on a primer and then maybe using a drugstore foundation or something like that. But I really do think that primer is an addition to your skincare, so for me, I will invest some money in it. So yeah, anyways, right, I will set my primer with a powder, and I'm actually going to use the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. It's, you know, it's I think the most famous powder in the world. Maybe it's not, but like, you know, everyone definitely who likes makeup has heard of this powder. I mean, and for a reason, it's great. Yeah, it's just one of the best powders that I've found. I mean, over the years. It's not like I have had millions of powders, but it's definitely one of the best. And I definitely like to set, you know, the T-zone, because I do get oily in the T-zone, but I don't really get oily around the perimeters of my face, so I usually only set the T-zone and maybe the chin a little bit, but I don't set my whole face because I feel like that's too much, because I like to have a little bit more moisture in the outer parts because I don't really get oily there, as I said. So yeah, so in this video I'm going to use the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, right? Yeah, Flawless Finish Foundation, in the shade Alabaster, and it's $6 or 10 euros, and that's very affordable, and it's actually the shit. I don't know why not more people are talking about that, because I'm in freaking love with this product. So yeah, and I'm just going to apply that with my beauty blender, because I don't really apply foundations with a brush ever, because I don't get the same results with a brush that I do get with a beauty blender, and I think that the way the beauty blender blends out the foundation looks way better. So yeah, I mean, there are some people that actually do prefer a brush, but I'm not one of those bitches. So yeah, I literally just take some foundation on the back of my hand and then dip in with my beauty blender and blend it out and take more as I need. So yeah, let me just fasten up this part because it's going to be boring. Okay, now that we've got the foundation blended out, let's move over to concealer. And for concealer today, I'll be using the Makeup Revolution one, and I'm pretty sure you all have by now have heard about that or seen that in at least one video, and it's really great. I can not say enough good things about it. It's very high coverage and it blends out so beautifully. It sits on your skin beautifully, and I love this shit. And I do think ever since it has been released, I haven't seen anyone use Tarte Shape Tape anymore, and I mean, that's for a reason as well. So yeah, I like to pack the concealer on there because I am a full coverage as queen, like probably everyone on YouTube. I don't ever hear anyone say, oh no, I don't like that full coverage. I'd like that low coverage, please. No one ever says that. Does anyone ever say that? I don't think so. Anyways, I do use the shade C3 and C1 because C3 is probably the same, not probably, is the same color as my foundation, and I do want a highlighted effect. So I do mix in a little bit of C1 because C1 if you have ever seen the shades in real life, C1 is hella light, and that's coming from me, and I'm a pale ass bitch. Believe me. Anyways. Oh gosh, I like to mix them both together because they have, then it's pretty much the perfect color for me as an under eye concealer, and it also brightens and, you know, like just gives the face the snatched look, as I would call it. Yeah, but I also feel like ever since it has been released, it's been really popular. You know, people have really been loving it, and I do understand why. It's a great concealer. I can only recommend it. If you've never tried it, I would definitely recommend you go out and purchase that, because I don't know how much it's in the US, I'm sorry, but it's like €5 over here or something. So it's like very, very affordable and very, 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 very good. So if you haven't noticed by now, I am in love with this concealer, honestly. Because I've tried so many concealers before, and when I say so many concealers, honey, I have a lot of concealers in the drawer. Yeah, and they have never worked out for me. There are several reasons. Because I'm very pale, I have a hard time finding concealers for me. I mean, that are even my skin tone. And I'm not going to get started on finding concealers that actually can highlight me a little bit, because in the drugstore usually that's pretty much impossible. Because if you're as white as a piece of paper, that you know, you don't really find that color a lot. So I was really happy when I saw how much shades, or how many shades Makeup Revolution released, because there is, I don't want to say there's a shade for everybody, because I'm very sure that there's going to be one person that is not going to have a shade in that concealer line, but I mean, no line is perfect. But I do like that they're a drugstore brand that has a lot of colors. Anyways, moving on, I'm going to set the concealer again with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just going to take a makeup puff like that. And it's actually from H&M. It was super inexpensive. It was like, I think, reduced to 50 cents or something like that. So you don't need to get an expensive one, just get the cheapest one you can find. And because all of them work the same, I feel like. I don't think you have to be very picky when it comes to makeup puffs. And you know, I also, with powder, I like to cake it on, because I do get oily and I do sweat a lot. I'm sorry. And I need the concealer to stay for the whole day. You know, I don't want her clocking out of her shift early, so yeah, I'm just going to set everything with a hella ton of powder. And you know, I don't really, you know, a lot of people also do like nose on the nose concealer and up here and everything like that. I'm not really about that moment, so if you want to do that, fine, but I will still set those areas for, I don't know, for no reason, but I just like doing that in advance, so everything is set. And right after that, we'll move on to contour. And I mean, when it comes to contour, I've never, in the history of forever, liked cream contour. But there was a changing point in my life when Fenty Beauty was released and the matchsticks were released. Honey, you know, the cream contour game has changed, because even people like me who are not talented, who just can't do cream contour, can do cream contour with those matchsticks. And I use the shade Amber because it's the lightest contour shade there is. Again, I need the lightest things ever. And you know, I personally find that I can do cream contour with that. And if I can do cream contour with this, you can too. Because, you know, I have tried the NYX contour stick, which was too warm for me, even the light. The universal shade didn't work either. Because I thought it would work because it looked way cooler than the light one actually, which confused me a little bit. But anyway, so the NYX one did not work for me at all. Okay, so I'm very sorry, my camera just overheated and then shut off, and I didn't notice, so yeah, I've already blended out my cream contour, but I didn't do anything else, so we're just going to start off from that point. Anyway, so I've blended out my cream contour, and now I'm going to really snatch the cheekbones by carving it out with some powder. Again, using my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and literally just going like that underneath to really, like, you know, give it the definition you want it to have. I mean, you don't have to do that if you like, if you don't like your contour to be like as razor sharp as I don't know what. You don't have to do that, but I certainly like the look, so I am going to do that. And yeah, you will look a little insane for a moment, but that will go away, I promise. If you follow the steps, then it will go away. If you just leave it on there, you will look crazy, because then you will have like a cocaine line underneath your cheekbone. Or not underneath your cheekbone, but underneath the hollow of your cheekbone. Anyways, that wasn't the point that I was going for, but we've made it here. So okay, after doing contour and cutting out my cheekbones, I love to use blush, and I love MAC's Chic. I have this in this little compact, which was actually so cute. It was like the Nico Panda edition, whatever. It's just so adorable. And you know, I'm not really a fan of blush, but I can live with that type of blush. Yeah. And I haven't been really the biggest fan of blush ever, but once I've started using it, it really, it brings life back to your face. Because what I didn't realize, when you put on as much foundation and concealer as I do, you look kind of flat and kind of two-dimensional. That's not a good look. And only doing cream contour, which is very cool toned, won't give life back to your face. So you should better use a little bit of color. And since I'm not the biggest fan of bronzer, because bronzer never really looks good on me, it always looks too orange. I haven't found the right bronzer yet, but I'll keep on trying. And I mean, I do have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I can use that. Still don't like the look. I do prefer blush over that. And believe me, I have hated blush for the longest time. But now I kind of have to use it, and I also kind of like it. Anyways, after blush, there is the magic part. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm always looking over there, all my makeup is over there on the table, because I ain't rich and I ain't a big YouTuber, so my makeup ain't in front of me, it's over there. Anyways, so after blush, there is the most magical part. Wait, oh, there. That's the most magical part, because who in the fucking world doesn't love highlighter? And my favorite highlighter, ever since it got released, again, by Fenty Beauty. I'm obsessed with that brand. Honestly, I don't think Rihanna can do wrong, and I'm sure everybody has already said that, but like, I'm gonna say it again. Fenty Beauty is the best. I even bought the damn brush. I didn't went in there and it was like, oh yeah, I need the brush, but I was like, everything's so beautiful, I need the brush. So I do have the brush, and it actually is very convenient because the shape is really nice for your cheekbones. Anyways, I'm using the Kilowatt highlighter in Lighting Dust and Fire Crystal, and I love to mix them both, because I find Fire Crystal on its own is a little too glittery, but Lightning Dust is not glittery enough. So a mixture of both of them is perfect. And I mean, it's convenient that they come in a pan, like in a split pan. So I like to dip in there like 3 times in each side, then tap off, and then just slather it on, and finally, finally we're getting life. Oh, I can't say enough good things about highlighter. I mean, who in the world doesn't love highlighter? I'm very sorry. This went to porn real quick. Anyways, so yeah, I actually, here in Germany we didn't have Fenty Beauty for the longest time, and now we do. So I had to buy my highlighter in London, and I went in there and the people were so lovely, and I got talked into buying way more than I wanted to, but all the products have been worth it, and I can only recommend getting this highlighter. So anyways, we're going to do the eye look right now and just turn this into a fall look. I'm going to start out again with the palette I've talked about in my last video, because it's the best. And I'm going to take the shade Campy on my NYX blending brush, which by the way, NYX makes hella good brushes. And I'm just going to use that as a transitioning shade. I've been looking all over YouTube because I wanted to know, what types of fall look have there been done? Do I need to make that video? I mean, obviously I'm free to do everything that I want, but I want to create content that is actually helpful and not revolutionary, but I don't want you to watch this video and be like, wow, I've just seen 10 other videos that are exactly alike. So I didn't want this video to be like that and this eyeshadow look. So I hope this is something different. But as I was looking on YouTube and Googling, like fall makeup tutorial, fall eyeshadow, oh fuck, I forgot to set the eyeshadow, the concealer on my eyes. Anyways, as I was looking around on YouTube, I didn't really find a lot of looks similar to this one, if that makes sense. Anyway, I didn't even know why I was telling you that. Anyways, I was looking around and most people, again, do a lot with red and brown and, like reddish shimmer tones, and it's a lot of the times the same, and I really, it's like, why do I watch this tutorial? I've just watched 2 other ones and they're alike. But I think I'm repeating myself. Anyways, I tried to come up with something more creative, and you're probably like, right now, well, we don't know that yet. Correct, you don't. Oopsie, I just knocked the microphone with the palette. It's damn big. Anyways, yeah. And I was looking around all over to find new aspirations for, like, the colors that I'm going to use, and I did find a lot of different websites on the internet that suggested different colors or like different color stories, and I actually, I found a lot that were really nice, and the colors that I'm using right now were kind of in a color story, but not really. There were a couple together and I was like, oh yeah, I want to use those and then those. Anyways, that's not what the video is about, but now I'm going to use this shadow. By the way, it's by Trend It Up. It's a German brand, so if you live anywhere but Germany, you won't really be able to find it. So it's just like a very dark, muddy green that I want to use as a crease shade, and I didn't even know that muddy greens were considered fall colors before that video, so yeah, I've learned something new while researching online, and actually I bought this shadow only for this video because guess what? I don't have a muddy green shade. I don't think that a lot of people will have a muddy green shade, but yay, thank God the camera overheated again. I'm a little annoyed right now, but anyways, I just blended out the green shade as a crease shade, and we'll continue from now on. And we'll just continue. We won't discuss that situation. Anyways, so now, as an all over lid shade, I am going to use Eternal, this shade. It's by ABH and it's included in their Prism palette. I hope it's available individually, but if it's not, you're just looking for a very coppery glitter shade. And by the way, actually, the Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that come with the palettes, the blender side is crap, but actually the packing side ain't that bad. If you don't have a packer brush and you buy one of the palettes, why don't use it? Because it's actually, it's just as good as my Real Techniques one. No tea, no shade, but that's just how I feel like. And yeah, you literally just press it onto your lid. And I actually think that, the reddish coppery tone actually goes very well with the muddy green and the yellow. At least it looks stunning to me. If it doesn't look stunning to you, you don't have to recreate that look. Anyways, yeah, I because I had to take a break because, the camera overheated, I have no idea what I've already talked about because I don't really listen to myself because I talk a lot, and that would be a lot that I would have to remember. So let's just continue. Yeah, fall season. I don't only like the colors, and as I said, pumpkin spice latte. Oh honey, I will buy so many pumpkins to make enough pumpkin puree to get me through the fall, to always have pumpkin spice latte. It's crazy. I don't know who started that, but whoever invented pumpkin spice latte, thank you. Yeah, it's it's an obsession, and it's an unhealthy obsession, because I drink so much that I'm pretty sure that I will get diabetes only from drinking it. Because most of the times, I just knocked something over. Great. Because most of the times I buy it from Starbucks, and Starbucks is literally diabetes town because they add so much sugar. I have no idea how there's even liquid there. Anyways, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Sickening. Again, Life's a Drag palette. Still a fan, still obsessed. Won't end. On a fluffy petal brush. I don't think... Anyways, on a fluffy petal brush. I think I forgot to tell you what brush I used for the crease. Anyways, it was a tapered blending brush. Tapered blending brush. I'm very sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's because it's almost midnight and I'm kind of tired. But I'm still like, I want to film something and I want to be productive, so yeah. Anyways, take the shade Sickening and smoke out your lower lash line. It's also like a transition shade, because the next shade that I'm pretty much going through the same steps every time again, because I'm just a person of habit. And yeah, I'm just going to take that as kind of a transition shade, and then stamp another shade closer to the lash line to really give it that depth and just the look. Yeah. And Halloween is coming up. I just need another topic to talk about, because we have a little bit still to go through, and I won't be sitting here and not talking. Anyways, so Halloween is also coming up, and bitch, I love Halloween. I'm already planning what I'm going to do as a costume. Anyways, before I'm going to continue talking, I'm going to use the shade Snatched on a smaller tapered blending brush. I can't say brush today, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to use that on a smaller tapered blending brush and really stamp it close to the lash line. Well, anyways, okay, Halloween this year. I mean, I do love Halloween, and I was planning for the longest time. Okay, what are you going to do today? This year, what are you going to do? What are you going to be? Are you going to make like a big, bold costume? Or are you going to play it safe? Are you going to do something at all? But my school pretty much decided that for me, because I have to write 3 exams in 1 week, and that's the week that Halloween is, and I ain't about to ruin my grades. I mean, my grades are already bad, but like, they ain't that bad that I want to ruin them more, so we'll try to keep them up and don't do anything for Halloween. And by the way, I want to punch somebody for that, because I freaking love Halloween and I can't celebrate it this year. It literally destroyed me from the inside. Anyways, I can't do anything about that. I still will be enjoying watching Halloween movies the entire week. Let's keep it real. I'm watching Halloween movies the entire year, so that's not really an excuse. But yeah, I am very, very, very sad that I can't really celebrate Halloween. And I just realized I added too much red, but like, you know, we can tone it down by taking a little bit more of Thickening and pressing it over the red to tone it down a little bit. That's also something that really commonly happens to me. I do like to take too much shadow. I really do. And I'm always like, okay, this time you're going to take a little bit of shadow and then blend. And this is what happens every time. I take shadow, I'm like, oh, that's not enough, I'm going to add more, and then I'm blending, or like I'm stamping on there, and then I sadly realize it was too much. But is there really a too much in the makeup world? I don't know. And finally, as an inner corner highlight, I still think there's too much red, but we can't do anything about that now, can we? Finally, we're going to use the shade Bead. The best eyeshadow there is. I will claim that right now. It's like the loveliest shade there is. I do adore that shade. Anyways, I'm going to take that as an inner corner highlight to really finish up that look. And you know, it's just... I think because it's like a pinky but a very light pink shimmer, it really works great together with the more coppery red shade on the lid, and also with the matte red underneath our eyes. And I don't really know if you can see that on camera. I hope you can. If you can't, I'm very sorry. Get the palette and see it yourself. It's just you know, for a long time I actually did not used to like eyeshadows. I always was that like, I was the lip kind of type. I loved everything surrounding lips. And then I think it was the Modern Renaissance palette that I actually bought first, and ever since I've been obsessed with eyeshadows. So I mean, the Modern Renaissance is like the OG. It really is. Anyways, I've talked enough. I'm just going to do my eyebrows off camera, because that is also a common thing on YouTube, that people are doing their camera off eyebrows, that they're doing the eyebrows off camera. And since I only, you know, like fill in my eyebrows so that they are a little bit darker, or not darker, just that they are more visible, even though they're very visible. I'm just trying to clean them up and make them snatched. That's all I'm doing, so I'm just gonna do that off camera. Okay, so you guys, as I've just said, I finished off my eyebrows off camera. I put some highlighter beneath them as a brow bone highlight, put on some mascara and some lipstick, so this look is finished. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this video and creating this look, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you will recreate it, because I feel like not a lot of people do recreate tutorials, so I don't really know what the purpose is. Anyways, I did one. You can't stop me. Nobody can stop me. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribed, left a comment, hit the bell notification thingy, and give a thumbs up. If you didn't, I'll judge you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. Yeah, see you then. Bye bye.